Welcome ladies and gentlemen, it's Iceblade here with another YouTube video. Today we're looking at trust factor in CSGO. Now the topic has come up now due to the trust mode and normal mode, and this should not be confused. Trust factor is something attached to your profile in CSGO, whereas trust mode or normal mode is a launching mode for CSGO, and trust mode is not trust factor. So if you have a bad trust factor, it normally ranges in three categories of trust factor. You'd get green, which is a normal safe trust factor, like most players would have. Then you get a yellow, where you moved from green to yellow due to certain actions, and then you get red trust factor. Now, if you got a red trust factor, you get pitted against the worst in the game, and your friends that actually play with you get penalized because they play with you. So normally good CS players would avoid playing with people with red trust factor because they don't want to be pulled into that game. So the question still comes up, how do I get my trust factor from red or yellow back to green so that I can play with my friends, or I can play in a, you could call it a safe environment. It's not actually a safe environment, but you don't get pitted against the other red trust factor or hackers or whatever. But now there's common myths and misconceptions about trust factor, and Valve and CSGO has made it in such a manner that it's not transparent. You would not know why you got to yellow or red trust factor. You would not even see that you are listed in yellow or red trust factor. The only way to see your trust factor is actually when other people lobby with you for a competitive match. And if their trust factor is green and yours is yellow, it will show on their screen that their game would be impacted because of your trust factor being yellow. Now, if you have a yellow trust factor and there's a guy with a red trust factor, it will also give you that message that your game would also be impacted because someone has a worse trust factor than yours. So the only way to see your trust factor is that someone with a better trust factor lobby with you. Now, that is the only way to know this, but it doesn't tell you why you went to a bad trust factor. And still, Valve or Counter-Strike don't want to disclose why, because this would lead people to just try and fix that part of the scenario or the reason that caused them for a bad trust factor, and still do other bad stuff. So basically what trust factor is it's a corrective system where good players will play against good players, and bad, like Valve labels you then, would play with bad players. So it would be kind of like friends with the same mindset would be grouped with the other friends that they don't know but with the same mindset, and then people with a bad trust factor will be grouped with other people with bad trust factor. So I have a guide up on Steam about trust factors, and it has been up since the 15th of August 2019, and we've had 340 unique visitors and also people commenting, and lots of people got back to green. I had two of my Steam friends, one day when we lobbied, we actually saw that they were in yellow trust factor, and started doing some research, played with them. It was horrible, but in the process of research, we could determine certain things. Okay, so there is no Valve confirmed this. Valve will not tell you what you did wrong and will not tell you what you must do to correct it. because they basically want you to correct your own behavior and see what you did was wrong and then play differently. So it is all to do with the way you play with others. This is basically like children playing with each other. If you play bad with your friends, you would be put in the bad group. Now, this is nothing to do with hacking. The greatest misconception about trust factor is people saying, well, I'm too good at this game, so people think I'm hacking, then they report me. I shoot too much headshots because I aim at the hip. I was taught to aim at the head, and now they think that I'm hacking because I only hit headshots. This has nothing to do with hacking or you being reported for Overwatch. It has everything to do with the way you play with others. So things that will knock your trust factor into yellow or red would be if you are reported by your own teams. So if you get reported by teammates for actions that doesn't assist the team, like you're doing team damage, or you're doing verbal abuse to your team, or even chat abuse to your team, or you insult your team. So things that really hurt your trust factor is things that has to do with the team you're playing in. It would be if you verbally insult or in chat insult your team, the team you are playing on. If you do team damage to your team and they report you. If you don't play well with the team, where you would basically cause them to lose, where you would not get into gunfights. If you on purposely throw the match, like you go AFK or you just run around in circles at the spawn site, or you run into a site with your knife out getting killed, to like D-rank, people that D-rank do this. But if your team reports you for that, Valve will note you down, like this guy does this and this behavior when in a competitive match, and start moving you to the yellow trust factor. Now, where you also play with a team and you leave the match, meaning that the rest of the team, the 4 players, now get a bot, and you kind of put them in a bad situation in the comp, because competitive is not casual match. This is seen as serious gaming in the Counter-Strike community. So if you leave the match on purpose, where you click at the end, yes, I want to disconnect from this match, this would automatically list you as a possible candidate to go to a bad trust factor, because you influence the game of 4 other gamers negatively. So if you get disconnected by the game due to internet or something, the game will give you a certain amount of time to get back into the match. If you don't get back into the match, the system will see it as you are trying to bypass the part where you're supposed to click yes, I want to disconnect from a match, and make it like you accidentally disconnected from the match. But it will still keep record of you doing that, and if you do that a certain amount of times, the system will see, but this person is in a match, they were not maybe doing good, and then he disconnects from the match, or conveniently his internet disconnects him from the match. So leaving a competitive match is the worst thing for your trust factor. If you get disconnected by your internet, do everything you can to get back into that match. If you are losing the match, like you are 14-0, finish the match, lose it, get into another match. Don't rage quit match. If your team is playing bad, that is bad luck. Don't put that on your trust factor by saying this is a noob team, or starting insulting them like you all noobs, you don't listen to me. If one of those noobs, like you would call them, reports you, that report goes against your trust factor because a teammate reported you. So Valve was not in that match. Valve did not see what happened there. They just see that a teammate in the match reported another teammate, and that for them is wrong, because you're supposed to play well together. This is a competitive scene. It's 5v5. You're supposed to play well with your team. So there was a video, I think War Owl made it, where he said, even if you are the best player in that team, and you know we're supposed to push A, but your team says, no, we're going to split push B, or we're going to rush B, but you as a good player know that this is not the right thing. Going against the team and creating an environment where I don't listen to you because you don't listen to me and you guys are noobs, you are going to be the one punished, not them. The team is going to lose because of that. So if the bigger bulk of the team decides, yes, let's do site B, go with that. Even if you lose that round, then you can tell them, okay guys, we followed what you were saying. Can we please now try my idea and do this and this and this? So it doesn't help you getting involved in fights in team. That is what is going to hurt you with your trust factor. Rather go with the bulk of the team, or try to explain to them nicely. So if you are playing with noobs, try to assist them. Don't try to fight them. Don't rage quit. Don't start doing stupid things in the match where you could be reported for griefing. Don't do team damage on purpose. This is only going to hurt you. And this is what most of the people that got a bad trust factor missed through this whole process. You don't get a bad trust factor for hacking. You don't get a bad trust factor for being reported for hacking. If you hack, and if you are being reported for hack, you would go to Overwatch. Overwatch would go over those files or go over the clips, and if they find that you are hacking, you would be banned. If they find that you're not hacking, you're cleared. You would still play. That is not trust factor. Banning for serious verbal abuse, being reported by the other team for verbal abuse, those things can actually get you banned from the game. Trust factor is being seen as bad things you do while playing with others. So it is not bannable offenses, but Valve starts moving you to a group where you would play against people that Valve sees has the same play style as you do, where you would be toxic or salty or things like that. How to get your trust factor back to green is the guide I made on CS. I would link it in the description down below if you would like to read over it. I go into detail into everything. There's a summary. There's even a shortcut that says for people that don't want to read. There's like Mythbusters stuff. But I mean, the basics is, do I get bad trust factor for hacking? No. Do I get bad trust factor for hitting too much headshots? No. It has everything to do with the way you play with the team you are in. If your team reports you for something and Valve can confirm that, your trust factor would take a huge knock. Now, the question on this guide that I posted was, how do I get back to green? Now, like I said, Valve don't want to confirm anything because they don't want you to act like you're a good player. They want to see that you go through the process and correct your own behavior if you don't want to play against others that has the similar behavior like you had. So what they do is they move you into the yellow trust factor, and if you still continue with that behavior, they would move you to red. Now, red is all rage zone, it's rage quitters, it would be toxic, salty people. So if you don't want to play with people that acted like you and you want to get back to green, You must basically stop that. If you have to bite your upper lip or lower lip to keep quiet when you want to explode, that is what you need to do. And the thing with Trust Factor is it never tells you when you are close to going to green. So you could one day just rage and you were 5 minutes away from being back to green Trust Factor, and you reset your whole counter again, where you need to do everything over again. So the basis of getting back to green is play nice with your friends. Don't be toxic. Don't be salty. Don't quit matches. Don't ever leave a competitive match. That is going to hurt you so bad. If you get disconnected by your internet, it has happened many times with me. Even my PC had an issue where it overheated and then it would shut down, and I had to wait a few minutes for it to cool down enough so that I can repower it up. I was in stress, but I always fought my way back to make it in time for that timer to rejoin my team. You take a knock on your kill def, because as soon as you leave a match, you come back, you get a -1. But you don't get a bad trust factor if you just relog into the game. So don't quit the match, even if you are losing badly, even if you have the worst team. Just go through it, just stay calm, don't say anything, just get the match over with. Don't throw the match where Valve can see, but normally this person gets this amount of kills, or this is his playstyle. Now he's just running around, peeking, not firing, stuff like that. Don't throw the match. Just play through the match, get it over and done with, and rather queue with people you know, people on your friends list, people you have comped with before. If you maybe in an environment where you play with people you know, and you both feel the same way, you both play the same way, you won't rage or get toxic or salty, and you won't get reported by your own team. So how do we get back to green? It's easy. All you have to do is don't be toxic, don't be salty, don't give your team a reason to report you. Avoid team damage. If you damage someone by a molly or a grenade, or you accidentally flash them, before they even get bad ideas or report you, just tell them, yo, sorry man, that was a bad nade, or that was a bad flash. Really sorry. I mean, if you tell someone sorry, I don't see why they would report you. If you keep quiet, yeah, it might accumulate during the match and they would report you. The third thing you can look at is commendations. Now, in a competitive match, you can always commend someone for being friendly, being a teacher, being a good player, stuff like that. There's groups actually on Steam where you can join to get comments. But this doesn't just go to being commended for being good in game. You need to also, they call it positive reporting. You basically need to give someone else a comment. Yo, this guy was a good team player or something. Steam or Valve needs to see that you appreciate the other players. Also, don't just report people if you think they are hacking. Make sure that they are hacking, because that is called false reporting, which also goes towards, in a small portion, but it goes towards your trust factor, because it would see that you are this salty person. Everybody that playing, you're just reporting. You are wasting Valve's time to check up on those reports. They needed to send out to Overwatch people, and you're wasting those people's time. So you're doing false reporting. Make sure when you report someone, talk in team with your team. Ask them, isn't that fishy, or what? Someone might just tell you, well, no, but that guy's skilled. That I can do also. That is crouch peeking or whatever the guy did. That is a common wallbang spot. That is a common angle where people would sit. So don't just report, because it would be seen as false reporting. So in the reporting, it would be your team report you as being good by commending you, you commending your teammates for playing well together, and then don't false report. The next thing would be to work on your profile, your Steam profile, to basically show Valve that you value your account. So on the profile side of things as well, don't have offensive names. You might think it's funny. It might be funny for your friends having this curse word up, or an offensive term, or something that would insult people. That doesn't help you. That basically proves to Valve that what the people were reporting you for, your name already confirms what you've been reported for. You are a salty or a toxic person. So it might seem funny to you, it might seem funny to your friends. When Valve get a report on you and they read your name or check your profile, they would see, yes, but check this. Okay, so this guy just confirmed what he was being reported for. So your profile needs to be kind of neat, clean, get other games on there. Also, your profile picture, no nudity, weird stuff, you know. Kids also use Steam, so they would look at things like that. Your name, your profile picture, on your profile, the comments that you leave. Is it like those graphically dick pics or boobs or stuff like that? Those are all bad for you when it comes to trust factor. If they check up on your profile and you are a person that posts those things, your name, your profile picture, all bad stuff, they would without a doubt say, okay, whatever these people were reporting this person for, we can see it on his profile. He's clearly advertising what he has been reported for by his teammates. So check your profile, make it clean, make it neat. Add games. You don't have to buy games. There's lots of free games on Steam. I am looking at going into some YouTube videos about free games, how to get them, and it's there. There's a lot of free games. Just start the game, play a couple of minutes or whatever. There is some hacks, if you could call it, to the system where people would leave these games open when they go to eat and accumulate hours on it. I'm not allowed to say that actually, but that is one thing you can do just to get your profile. There's other games on there. You showing Valve or Steam that you value your profile. So if they start seeing that you're doing good for the community, like posting on guides, like joining discussions, all normal. Don't go start insulting people there when they ask, why is my screen black? And you idiot, turn on your screen. Not going to help you. So be helpful in the community. Look at your profile. Show Valve that you care about Steam, about the Steam community, about the CSGO community, and they will allow you to join the good side, the green side, and move away from the dark side. So you can go look at the guide. You can leave a comment there that would assist you actually as well. Having favorites in guides where you would make a guide a favorite. That is on your profile. If Valve goes there and say, okay, but this guy has listed this as a favorite, so he's reading up on it, he's trying things, you know, his profile looks clean and neat, he's assisting people in the community, he's active in the community, he has other games, this profile is a profile that this person wants to keep, it's a profile that's not offensive to others, so this guy's doing all the right things, and let's give him the benefit of the doubt and see how he does back in green side. So it's not that hard to get back into the green trust factor. but you need to do these things constantly, and Valve is not going to show you a timer saying, okay, you have 5 days left or you have a month left. You need to do this constantly. They want to see if you faking it or if you can really maintain this good behavior to play with other players who have good behavior. So that's all there is to trust factor. The myth that you get bad trust factor for playing too good, that you are a hacker, is all trash. That has nothing to do with your trust factor. So you have bannable offenses. If you do a bannable offense, Valve or Steam will not allow you to play even in a yellow or a red trust factor. They would ban your account straight. So if you do serious verbal abuse against women, children, stuff like that, and you get reported, your account would be banned on the spot. If you hack and you get caught hacking by Overwatch, you are banned. There's no going to trust factor and giving you, this guy hacks, let's give him a green trust factor, or this guy hacks really good, let's give him a red trust factor. It has nothing to do with trust factor. If you do a bannable offense, you are banned. If you do bad things in the community, you start being labeled as, yo, this guy does not play well with others. You get a better trust factor, and if you continue with that, you would go to red. Red is the worst, and I've played with buddies that had red, and immediately if you go into that competitive match, you could see what red trust factor is. Everybody would be insulting people, and you trash, you're a noob, stop playing the game, first thing you should do, uninstall the game. Everybody would have that mindset. They would not focus on the game, they would not gel as a team, everybody would go in their own directions. The things that you hear there is, don't tell me how to play the game, I know how to play the game. Great. Go play casuals then. If you're playing a competitive match and you're a global rank and the people playing with you is in the silver ranks, which is noob, according to you, listen to the team. Do what's best for the team. If someone suggests, let's go mid, discuss why or discuss why not. Don't tell people, listen man, you're trash. Don't you tell me. You look at your kill death ratio. Only thing that person needs to do is, this person is making me feel bad. I feel so sad. Let's click report. Doom, you take the knock. So for your own sake, if you play with noobs, play nice with the noobs. Try to actually assist them. Show them, listen guy, your aim is, you're aiming at the floor. Aim up. If you're holding this corner, stand back. Don't be that close to the corner. Don't hold that corner, because that is not a corner to hold or something. Assess the people. They would start commending you in game. Well, this guy is a teacher. He's helping us. This will help you and your trust factor. So when people do things wrong according to you, don't go all bossy or all toxic. Tell them, listen, dude, I have been playing this game for years, or I have this amount of hours on this game. I know this game. Can I assist you with some advice? If he says no, then you know this person does not want to be told what to do. Don't force your knowledge onto people. Ask them, can I assist you, man? I just want to make you better. And if you're better, the team is going to be better. It might not happen in this match, but it will assist you in your Counter-Strike. Most players would, yes, please, what am I doing wrong? How can I better this? Or go with that guy to a site and you follow me, check my lines that I take when I enter a site, do this, throw the smoke there. Assisting people is going to assist you if you have a bad trust factor. Going toxic and you're a noob, learn to play the game, go back to casuals, play more casual matches before you join comps, whatever. This is seen as insulting. And some people don't do well with insults. Other people take offense to everything. If you just move your character to them and watching, why are you checking me? Why are you checking me in game? What am I doing? You know? So Be mindful that everybody don't have a hard skin like you do, and if you do make like sarcastic jokes and stuff, and that's the way your personality is, other people might interpret it differently. So look at everybody's point of view and try to kind of gel with the team. Like if the team decides something you don't think it's the right thing, don't go in the opposite direction, because now you're working against the team. So try to talk things. If you can't, just get the match finished and done without being toxic, without being salty, without doing team damage, without giving the people a reason to report you, and get into a next match, or like I said, play with your buddies or your friends, and you'll be fine. If you have any questions on Trust Factor, like I said, there's no Valve confirmed this. This is what we have seen, and this is like months and months and months of research, and why people would be, if you want to see why people are actually in red Trust Factor or in yellow Trust Factor, go play there. I played with my friends trying to get them back to green Trust Factor, and in that process I could see what people do and why they get reported. I would constantly tell my team when the salty and the toxic things start, like, guys, chill down. Don't answer these guys. Don't chat back. Don't get involved in chatting, because if someone swears at you from the opposite side and you swear back, it doesn't make it right, because he said it first. No, that is a children's thing. That is a baby thing. No, but he took my toy, so I took his toy. That doesn't fly with Valve. If that person swears and you swear, you both get knocked. Not just him because he started it and you retaliated. Steam wants to see that you don't tilt and take it out on others, or you don't revenge. Like, you did this, I'm going to do this. No. There's no, he hacked, so I hacked for my team to, those rage hacks. So I didn't hack, and then I saw him hacking, so I toggled on as well. Nope. You both are going to get banned. So don't follow the example, or don't follow the bad example of others. Be the better player. Play the game, not the players, It's a good motto to live by. So focus on your account, because the other person is in green and you in yellow. His actions are not going to influence your trust factor. Only your actions will influence your trust factors. The basis is just stick with it. Be a good boy, be a good girl, and get back to green. If you don't want to do that, then just stay at the bad trust factor. Then that's the way you want to play. So it is easy. If you have any questions about this, if you have any questions about the guide, you can pop it down in the comments down below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. We do need more subscriptions here to see in what route we take the channel. And if you found this helpful, you can leave a like. Valve or Steam won't see this. This won't count towards your trust factor. But I do link the guide, and you can go get some goodie points for yourself by either liking, commenting, or favoriting the things. So work on your profile, work on your in-game behavior, and you'll be back to green in no time. Thanks for watching, guys.